I do it. You do it right. Okay, so we're going to record this. So if you do have people who are new or who've really never been in network marketing before, or just kind of, just need a little more motivation, a little more direction, this is perfect for them. We are bringing on one of my girls who I'm so excited about. Mandy is I'm going to interview her in such a way that she's going to share her story with you guys. She's been in this business for 51 days and she is killing it. They already have like a team, her and her sister, and then just like they're growing like by the day. It's this beautiful thing to watch. But the thing that is so great about this is the fact that this is all new to them. This is never been done before in network marketing. And so I think a lot of times, especially as this industry grows, we are finding people, that have never done this before. This is foreign, very foreign to them. And that's okay, because what we do and how we do it is such a duplicatable process that anyone can come in, can zone in, can learn, and then apply it and watch it happen for them. And that's honestly how simple and how effective it is. So if you've kind of been in your head and you really are just like kind of stumped at what to do or how to do it, listen in tonight, because sometimes we're just overthinking it. We're overcomplicating something that doesn't have to be. I just wanted to share this really quickly though, before we go in. I've been reading this book. Actually, it just started today, but it's called Born to Win. It's by Zig Ziglar. And this quote I thought was just so good. And I'm going to write it down because I think it's just so simple, but to the point. And it says, "You were born to win. But to be the winner you were born to be, you have to plan to win and prepare to win. Then and only then can you expect to win." And I'm just like, wow, that is so like simple, but yet bold and to the point. And this book I think is going to change so much for me. But I just thought, you know what? That's really what it is. You have to, not just expect it, but you got to prepare to it, prepare for it. And this is what we do. These trainings are a part of that. We have to prepare in such a way that we can expect it because we've done what we've needed to do. So I am going to bring Mandy on. I'm going to ask her some questions. Guys, write these answers down. Really just zone in, listen to what she has to say, and just like really apply it. We can sit here and we can be on these Zooms, we can listen in, we can watch every training, but if we're not applying it, we're going to miss that really what takes us to the next level. So, Mandy, you are on. Can you unmute yourself, babe? And I just want you to kind of, give us a little bit about you so that we can get to know you a little bit. And like I already said, you've been in this for not even 2 months, but maybe share a little bit of the backstory, how it took you, a good while before you jumped in and all that kinds of stuff. So you go.
Hi. Okay. So, Shay and I met, before we had our baby. So Callaway and our babies are a couple months apart. And while Shay was living in California, we attended the same church and experienced some of that unhappiness with our bodies after having a baby. And so because of Shay and her journey, I just had been watching and was super nervous because although I had never promoted in network marketing before, I had been a consumer and nothing ever worked. So I was really skeptical, but just continued to watch for a total of 18 months. And I shared with my sister your success. I was like, oh my gosh, look what my friend Shay is doing. And she's making all this money. And my sister was a stay-at-home mom. And so she kind of just like, she started following you on social media and she's like, hey, let's do what your friend is doing. So I just did it. And I did it as a promoter because without even trying the product first because of your success, Shay. And I had the support of my sister. And so we just dove right in. And immediately within the first day, I felt everything that you share on your lives about just like the mental clarity, the sweets cravings, like everything. It worked. And I was completely just blown away. Game changer.
I love that so much. I hope you guys listen to that though. 18 months of watching. That's why we don't give up, because you don't know who needs to see your story for that long before they understand and believe it for themselves as well. So there is something to be said of that. When you're getting frustrated or you're getting upset, maybe that person, because, Mandy had reached out to, I think you even ordered products, right? You were a customer who ordered products, but I don't think you even like tried them, or maybe you didn't get them. I don't know. But it took that long, and that's okay. Okay, so just remember, sometimes it takes that long. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means that you have to continue on your journey, right? You got to keep showing up, because you don't know who's going to need it and when they're going to need it. So Mandy, when she wrote me, I was kind of like, okay, like, all right, if you're ready, let's do it. But I remember her saying, I haven't spent this kind of money on myself in a very long time. Or like you couldn't remember how long it was. And it was like this, like, it was a little overwhelming, and it was
Yeah.
a bigger purchase, and you didn't know, like, you were skeptical and all those things. But I think that's what's so beautiful about it, is sometimes your belief in them and your belief in your products and being 100% behind it, it matters, guys. It's a big deal. So you've got to have that, because like I said, that can release it in someone else. So you and your sister kind of just like went in and were like, okay, let's do this. And so I feel like one of the things I want to highlight is, when was it like that aha moment? Was it because of the products? Was it because of how you were feeling? Was it because you felt more confident? What was the aha moment of like, hey, I'm actually going to do this. Like, I really want to pursue this and see if I can make this happen.
So to be perfectly honest with you, I went into it with the mindset that I didn't really care if I made money, because I just wanted to lose weight. I mean, I worked full time. My husband works full time. My son is in competitive soccer, and being tired was my new normal. And just because you had shared with me the benefits of being a promoter, I had nothing to lose, especially if I intended on sharing my story, because we all do that anyways on our social media. So I was like, well, I'm just going to do it as a promoter. But my sister, who is a stay-at-home mom and wasn't bringing in an income, I knew she was seeking more from that as well. And so we were it was, within the first day, her and I started on the same exact day taking the products. And I just knew that this was so good that, I had to share it.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. That was the same for me. And I love that, because it kind of reminded me of me, like brought me back to it, like how excited I was about these products, knowing that, okay, if this is what it can do for me, what can it do for someone else? And going from that, like using that as my source of like, hey, I need to get this to people. So if you're a new person and you're coming in and you're kind of like overwhelmed with like, well, how do I talk to people, or what do I say, or what do I do? It comes down to the fact is, what's your story? These products are changing people's lives. They're changing mamas. They're changing daddies. They're changing families. They're changing how we do life. And so for me, that's what it was. I was like, okay, how do I get this to someone else? Because I can't be the only one, feeling this. I have to share this with others. If this can help me, then how can it help someone else? And so that's really where I started. And I know that's how you and your sister both have like come from that, oh my gosh, look what this is doing. And that excitement and like just sharing that. So that's kind of going to lead me into another question. Hold on, I have them written down, so I want to go by order. But what were some of the hurdles when you were beginning, and even to now, that you had, maybe starting out, maybe with posting, maybe with sharing, maybe with talking with people, or whatever it may be, from when you began to even now that you've been able to kind of take on full force, work through, and like maybe share some tips on how you worked through that?
Yeah, so the biggest hurdle for myself was just self-doubt and getting out of my own head, just like, oh my gosh, what are people going to think of me? Or I'm so close, I'm not going to make this goal. You know what I mean? When I hit my VIP 800 and then I was so close to 4K, but so far away, I was like, I don't think I can do this. And then I really had to have a shift in mindset. And because I'm such a sports fan, I kind of like had this talk with myself. And as my team grew, I'm like, no football coach sits in the locker room before a game and says, I just don't think we're going to win today because we're not that good. You have to speak that into existence every single day. Like, no, and for me, it was like, okay, let's get the number out of our head. Let's not think about the money, because that's not why I joined the company. And so sometimes I think we can get lost in that like money aspect, because if you're building the relationships and your objective is to impact people, to just have that winning mindset. So I wake up every single day, I speak my gratitudes, I claim my victories, I'm going to win today. And that's just been my mindset every single day, and it works.
So like having those conversations, and that's something when we talk about all the time, like your mindset, it really does matter. And like shifting that, your mind from being like, oh, I'm not going to win, like you just said, that was such a great illustration, to going in and saying I am, and like this is going to happen for me. And even if it doesn't, you've affected people, right? Because if you're doing what you need to be doing on a daily basis, you're building those relationships, you're making that impact, you're sharing what we have and things like that. So you're winning. You can't look at just a bonus, because like my pastor once said, or a pastor, he said, if your goal is to get to the top, then when you get to the top, you're going to jump off. Like there's nothing else. If that's your goal, if your goal is just to get to that bonus or whatever it is, and then once you hit it, like what happens after that? So switching your mindset is so powerful. It's so good. I think the other thing that we have, is as a new person coming into this industry, something you've never done before. What have you found that works for you with talking to people about this or talking about the business? I mean, like this is new, so then more than likely your people and things like that, this is all new to them as well. So what did you find that has been working for you with presenting the business or presenting this kinds of stuff, to your audience?
So the Hustle and Drive Tribe group is imperative in being successful. So plugging in, getting those, as much of that training down right away was so important. So a couple of the videos that were really impactful for me was M's IG Q&A, because she just covered such a huge amount of questions that were like, just so there were so many. That video is so good. And then Katie's VIP 800, she really talked about a lot of strategies that don't just focus on, like your 2 promoters and 2 customers. Maybe you have to get those customers to do smaller orders and things like that. And that really helped me when it came to going 4K, just, you know what I mean? And then the branding and the 5 things, like getting those videos down. And then if you're having a day where it was slower, you're feeling a little discouraged, like watching more videos. I feel like this leadership is set apart. I've been a part of corporate America for 15 years and been in management, and this leadership is set apart. I mean, if only corporate America could follow some of the leadership that we have, it's a cream of the crop. And I mean, it's just amazing. I feel like the leaders that have paved the way before us coming in have set us up so well for success. And so if you go into it and you don't invest in taking some time and spending some time to watch those training videos, then it's not going to be as good for you. That is so important to anybody coming in, is to getting plugged into that training.
I keep forgetting to unmute myself. Sorry. I think that's so powerful and yet so simple, right? I was talking to her earlier about that, and she's like, okay, but I just want you to know, like, everything's going to really point back to those training videos. And I'm like, that's okay. Because sometimes, and I'll be honest with you, can I like just be real with you? When I started, I had come from another company, and they had tagged me in something before. So when Jessica, who's my upline, tagged me in these videos, I was like, I am not watching these videos. Like, I'm just not doing it. I don't like them, like, but I didn't think that they were going to be what they were, right? I thought they were going to be like, you need to do this, you need to post, you need to da, 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 blah, blah, blah. And instead, all these training videos and everything that any leader has ever done in that group is designed to help you in your business, to move forward and to grow you, to develop you as a person of this industry. And that's something that you have to remember. Like, this is a business. It's not, just like something you put together and like it just, it just happens for you. And like for me, I had been in network marketing before, but I didn't know about branding. I didn't know about my 5 things. I didn't know about like having authentic relationships with people online. We weren't taught that way. We were taught to copy and paste. I wasn't aware that I should be sharing my feelings or sharing what I'm going through or sharing my heart, sharing what my experiences were. And those are things that really do matter. And so if you haven't been on the training page, if you haven't been listening or watching or even searching, guys, this is something that is crucial, because if you plan on growing a team, you need to be able to duplicate that, right? And so that's what I loved so much about Mandy is like I tagged her in stuff, and she just did it on her own. She picked it up. She not only listened, but she applied it. And so that's kind of really where the difference is. It's like, we can give you all the training. We can tell you what we've learned. We can tell you what we do on a daily basis, but unless you're willing to actually take it and apply it daily, like a daily thing, a commitment. And, even Mandy had messaged me one day and was like, look over my page, tell me what I should be doing, this and da 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 da. And I just saw a couple little things, shot it over to her, and she was like, okay, gonna change it, fix it, I'll do it. And ever since then, it's just like crazy. It's just like, so I feel like that is crucial. If you feel like you might be a little lost, might be a little confused, stuck in certain things, utilize the search bar. I promise you, you're going to look something up in there. You're going to find something on it. I promise you. There are so many videos. There are so many things on that, especially with growing your network, building your brand, learning how to use Instagram stories. Guys, all of this is really crucial. So I appreciate you saying that, Mandy. That's huge. All right, last but not least, I told you we were going to make this so quick and easy. What are your best tips or tricks with learning how to post and share the products and the business? I know I just was actually on your page looking, and I know a couple things I've seen you do recently, doing your like stories on your Instagram stories and sharing the business that way, sharing people's like customer reviews and things like that, and going live. So I want you to talk about that and share what you kind of like what you've learned and what has like brought in the most like potentials or things like that. What do you see works the best for you?
So I can't remember what video it was, but Em posted a video. I don't know if it was a live or on IGTV or something about building up the story. And then, so I try to just like throughout the week, tell a story. So whether that's like, I try to go live 3 to 4 times a week, and then have a story flowing on my Instagram of like my entire day. People don't just, so I try not to keep everything so product related, and then just kind of like throw in little nuggets of how the product has helped me or how it's made me feel. One little thing from each of those stories is going to attract a different person. And so being consistent with making sure my stories from Instagram flow to Facebook, going, I pull more people on my Facebook lives, but I'll always go to Instagram and, screenshot new posts, go check out my live. So there's people that get in my inbox are like, oh, I saw you live 3 days ago, so making sure to be consistent, and people are watching you. So I think like you have the people that are watching you because they're interested, or people that are watching you because they're skeptical, seeing if you're going to fall off, oh, this really isn't that good. And I'll get messages like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're still doing it. Like, tell me more, so just being really consistent and telling a story, not just, hey, I have samples or many experiences, telling the story about why they need that. You know what I mean? So really just that attraction marketing.
Yeah. And I think something that's really huge too is just your results from the products.
Oh yeah.
That's like you and your sister, you constantly are showing that and personalizing it too. It's not like, hey, buy this or anything like that. It's like, oh my goodness, like you're showing your story with that, but you are a product of the product, and that makes such a difference. And I feel like you being so open with it, posting before and afters, whether it be just of your face or if it's of the balance picture of your stomach, things like that, kind of showing a different side of it constantly, just putting it out there in such a way that you have nothing to hide. And I honestly think that speaks so much volume, because people, like you said, are skeptic. They're waiting for you to show something or fall off or kind of stop or whatever it may be. People are watching, whether it be for the good or the bad, they're watching. And so I noticed like you go live, and like you brought your husband on the other day, and I thought that was really cool. And then, sharing your customer reviews, like that is powerful too. So these are just some things that I know Mandy has done, and like her sister and things like that. And this is what brings people in, because they are watching and they need to know your personal experience with it, but also see others experiencing it, and then also not be sold to, right? It's not about selling, it's about being you and sharing it. And so I think you do such a good job. If I were you guys, I would go check her page out, and I would look and see what she's got going on, how she's doing it. It's huge. I don't even know what you're at. You're so close to 12K, 51 days in, 12. Oh, she's getting 12K, guys. Her sister just went 4K. They have women on our team that are hitting their VIPs, and it's because of this duplicatable system, right? And it just transfers down and down, and that's where you get that building of a team. That's where you get all of that. So she's about to go 12K. She went 4K last month and earned that $2,000 bonus. But that $12,000 bonus has got her name on it, and I'm so excited about it. I really, really, really can't wait. And she says that to me. She's like, "Is this really happening?" Because we laugh because when she started, she was like, "I don't really need this. I don't really want to do it for them," like that kind of stuff. And I was like, "That's fine. That's fine. I'll meet you where you're at." But then it just took off, and I really think that speaks to the power of the products. And also, like, just staying consistent. Like, stay consistent. You don't know who's watching you, and you don't know when it's their time. So I appreciate you so much, Mandy, for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you.
With us. It really, really does matter. And I hope that helped you guys tonight. I think it was such a blessing. So what I was trying to say is that I hope that you're learning that you have to apply this. You have to take what you've learned tonight. You take what you learn on the training, and even if you have to start small, it does not have to go. You don't have to do all the things in one day. Learn it all in one day, but start small. Start implicating things every single day, and you'll notice a difference. And then you'll notice people, getting in your inbox or questioning or asking or doing things. That's how it starts, guys. And so we're going to continue to do that. We've got a lot of people earning bonuses this month. I am so excited for you guys. Let's do the dang thing, okay? Bye. Good night.